Hey everyone, how's it going? I figured tonight I finally get to discuss the Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom, which is the fifth installment of the Jurassic Park franchise. And I can't believe it's also the 25th anniversary of the original Jurassic Park, movie, which happens to remain a favorite of mine since I remember I was like, I think about, 5 going on 6 at the time when that film came out. And it still remains memorable to this day. So in the fifth installment, Fallen Kingdom, which takes place about 3 years after the Isla Nublar incident in Jurassic Park, theme park, in which, now the park has been abandoned and the Isla Nublar is threatened with a volcanic eruption. And of course, the interesting dilemma about Fallen Kingdom is like, as Ian Malcolm points out in a Senate testimony hearing, if, the dinosaurs should be allowed to go extinct from what he feels, you know, I guess mankind, nature trying to correct what he considers a mistake that John Hammond did, cloning the dinosaurs, 25 years earlier, or should they be allowed to coexist with humans? And of course, it's like one of the interesting other dilemmas about Fallen Kingdom is like sometimes you wonder, is like mankind really exploiting, dinosaurs for their own selfish, purposes, or are they really, trying to help them? And of course, the former Jurassic World manager Claire Deering, who has been, I guess, since the events of Jurassic World, has been trying to, I guess, save the dinosaurs, and came up with her own dinosaur protection group after the U.S. Senate, rejects, to do a rescue. And of course, that also, brings her back with her estranged lover, Owen, of course, played by Chris Pratt, who also comes back along with Bryce Dallas Howard, as to try to convince him to help her. At once, she tells him that, Blue, one of the last surviving raptors that Owen trained, you know, starting, you know, from, being, extinct, from the volcanic eruption. And of course, he agrees to help. One of the things I thought was interesting about Jurassic, the World Fallen Kingdom, is that it also introduces like new characters, including Benjamin Lockwood, played by James Cromwell, who was a former, business partner with, John Hammond, played by the late Richard Attenborough. And of course, the film kind of goes into the reasons why the partnership dissolved, even though I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it yet. And then there's also a new character by the name of Zia. And then, of course, there's Franklin's character, who serves as more like the comedic effect for the film. And I felt he was like one of the few annoying parts about the films. But, as always, it was always cool to see the Indominus Rex, and of course, Ian Malcolm, making a return in the role, even though it's more like a cameo than him being the leading character, like he was in the first two Jurassic Park films. And of course, the sinister Dr. Henry Wu comes back with another latest creation to replace the Indominus Rex, which is called the Incredioraptors. Something like one of the most dangerous, hybrid dinosaurs ever to be created. Almost like a, lethal killing mission. And then you kind of see like, people bidding on dinosaurs for their own, selfish purposes, which is, one of the dilemmas, of course, that the film, goes into. I mean, would I say Fallen Kingdom is as good as Jurassic World? I would say yes and no. I mean, I kind of thought the other one had a, a better story and a better, because of the brotherly dynamic that the fourth one had, kind of like, what the first Jurassic Park film had with Lex and Tim. But like I said, it's still enjoyable for what it is, and hopefully, this, the sixth, film will, I guess, bring about, I guess, the current Jurassic Park trilogy to a close, and I guess we'll see what happens. And in terms of a rating, I'll give it like, I'll say like an 8 out of 10 would be sufficient for that movie. I mean, of course, for those that are diehard Jurassic Park fans, people should see it for that reason by itself. Alright, everyone, thanks for watching.